Okay. The next type of chart we'll cover is a variant of the normal flow chart, and we call it a swim lane flow chart. They're also sometimes called cross-functional flowcharts by software packages, so be aware of that. I remember trying to find one in a certain software package and going crazy for about a week before finding it. Swim lane flowcharts, they are just like the regular ones, but the shapes are arranged in what they call swim lanes. If you've ever seen competitive swimming, like in the Olympics or something, you know that the swimming pool is divided into lanes, right? One for each swimmer. Well, swim lane flowcharts bring that same concept to essentially creating this diagram. So let's take a look at an empty example, just the template itself. Okay, we can imagine this as a template, or we can imagine it as a swimming pool broken into 3 lanes. Each one of those lanes is arranged horizontally. Then notice on the left, there's a little space at the beginning of each lane. That's where we enter the actor that the swim lane belongs to. Let's make the whole thing a little bit bigger and actually put some actors in there. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so here we have the first swim lane belonging to the user, and the second lane belonging to the system. In this case, we only have 2 actors, but be aware that you can have any number of actors in reality. The only trick, though, is if you get past a certain number, it's kind of hard to fit them on a single page of paper. Be aware of that. But after creating a swim lane for each actor, we simply put the shapes and connectors into the chart, just like we did with regular flowcharts. The difference, however, is again that they're grouped by the actor performing the activities. So let's show that. And here we have our complete swim lane flowchart. Good. We start with the start shape in the top left. Since the user is taking the first action, we place the start shape in their lane. We then follow the connector to the right, where the user attempts to log on. We then follow that next connector into the system's swim lane, where we have the diamond shape for whether or not the credentials are valid. If they're valid, the connector goes over to the far right and displays the welcome message, and then it finishes. If not, the system asks the user to try again, and we have that connector going back to the step where the user attempts to log on. So what's so great about swim lane flowcharts? Well, they're pretty much the same. I mean, their only real difference is, again, that they group activities by the actor. So the cool thing about swim lane flowcharts is that at a glance, we can tell, at least in this case, that users are only attempting to log onto the site, and the system handles all the other steps. Apart from that, they're really the same. So if you have to choose between the 2 types of flowcharts, ask yourself if you know who the actors are, essentially who's doing what. And also if there is a small number of them. Let's say 4 or fewer, including the system. If so, go for swim lane flowcharts. In other situations, you might start out with a regular flowchart and then decide later if you want to convert it into swim lanes.